Good evening, beloved. Sleep researchers have discovered something remarkable about the human body. When the brain begins to sense that you are safe, your breathing slows, your muscles loosen, and the tension your body has carried throughout the day begins to release. But what happens when your body is lying in bed while your mind still believes it has to keep watch over everything? The unfinished situation, the person you cannot fix, the answer you still do not have. Tomorrow, waiting on the other side of the night. Your body may be ready to rest, but your heart may still be holding on. Tonight, God is inviting you to open your hands. You do not have to solve tomorrow before you sleep. You do not have to keep every person, every outcome, and every unanswered question under your control. Before this prayer is over, we are going to place it all in God's hands. One concern, one person, one unfinished thing at a time, and leave it there for the night. Psalm 127:2. In vain you rise early and stay up late, toiling for food to eat, for he grants sleep to those he loves. There is something deeply comforting in these words at the end of a long day. They remind us that life with God was never meant to become endless striving. There comes a moment when the work must stop. The laptop closes, the lights go down, the house becomes quiet. The list may still have unchecked boxes, but the day has reached its boundary. Many of us find that boundary difficult to accept. We tell ourselves that we will rest when everything is finished. We will relax when the problem is solved. We will sleep peacefully when the person we love is okay. The answer arrives. The finances make sense. The decision is made, and tomorrow feels predictable. But that finish line keeps moving. There will almost always be one more thing we could think about, one more possibility we could prepare for, one more outcome we could try to manage. Psalm 127 offers a different picture. There is also humility in receiving sleep as a gift. We spend the day making choices, solving problems, caring for people, and trying to be faithful with what God has placed in front of us. But nighttime reminds us that we are creatures, not the creator. We need sleep. We need renewal. We need to stop. That limit is not a spiritual failure. It is part of being human. When you accept that limit, you are not saying the unfinished things do not matter. You are saying they matter enough to entrust them to God instead of letting them consume the hours meant for restoration. Sleep is not a reward for finally becoming powerful enough to control your life. Sleep is a gift from a God who continues to be God when you stop working. That means the day does not have to be completely resolved before it is allowed to end. There may still be questions without answers tonight. There may still be work unfinished. There may be a relationship you cannot repair in one evening, a decision that needs more time, a prayer whose answer you cannot yet see, or a future you cannot map. And still, God gives permission to rest. Rest says, I have limits, but God does not. Rest says, there is work I can do tomorrow that I do not have to do in my mind tonight. Rest says, I can stop because the world is not resting on my shoulders. Sometimes faith looks like moving forward. Sometimes faith looks like waiting. And sometimes faith looks like turning off the light and admitting that what remains unfinished is safer in God's hands than it is in your anxious thoughts. So tonight, you do not need everything to be finished. You need to remember whose hands everything is in. Before we sleep, let us stop carrying tomorrow into tonight. Let us open our hands before God and place into them everything we have been trying to hold alone. Father, I come to you at the end of this day exactly as I am. I give you everything that happened, the moments that made me grateful, the moments that confused me, the things that went according to plan, and the things that did not. I also bring you what was difficult, the frustration, the delay, the misunderstanding, the moment I felt discouraged, the moment I wish I had handled differently. I do not need to replay the day until I understand every part of it. What has happened is already known by you. Receive my gratitude for what was good. Give me mercy where I fell short. Give me wisdom from what I need to learn, and help me release what I cannot change. Tonight, I place this entire day in your hands. I let today become today. I trust you enough to let it end. Lord, some things remain unfinished tonight. There are tasks I did not complete, messages I did not answer, decisions I did not make, and problems I could not solve. Part of me wants to keep working on them in my head. But tonight I remember, not everything has to be finished for this day to be finished. So I give you every unfinished thing. What truly needs my attention tomorrow, bring it back to me with clarity. Give me discipline for what requires action, courage for what I have been avoiding, and wisdom to know what matters most. But for this moment, teach me to stop. I have limits, Lord, and you are not disappointed by them. What I cannot complete tonight, I leave with you. Hold it while I sleep. The list may not be empty, but this day can still be complete. Father, I confess how easily my hands tighten around the things I care about. I try to calculate outcomes. I imagine possibilities. I prepare for problems that have not even happened. Sometimes I call it responsibility, when underneath it is fear. Tonight, I open my hands. I release the need to control what was never mine to control. I cannot control another person's choices. I cannot control every response, every opportunity, every delay, or every outcome. Teach me the difference between faithful action and anxious control. Show me what belongs to me and what belongs to you. If there is something I need to do, make it clear at the right time. If there is something I need to release, soften my grip. I care deeply, Lord, but I cannot carry these things better than you can. My security is not in my ability to manage everything. My security is in you. Lord, I surrender my need to understand everything tonight. Why did this happen? Why has this taken so long? Why did that door close? Why has the answer not come? Why can I not see the next step? You know the questions behind the questions. You know how uncertainty can keep my thoughts circling long after the room becomes quiet. But I do not need every answer before I sleep. You see what I cannot see. You know what has happened, what is happening now, and what is still ahead. So I give you my questions without demanding an explanation tonight. If the answer comes later, help me receive it. If I never understand everything, help me remain faithful anyway. Let my trust become larger than my understanding. What I cannot explain, I place in your wisdom. Father, I give you more than the situation. I give you the outcome I have been trying to control. I surrender the picture in my mind of exactly how this must turn out. My preferred answer, my preferred timing, my preferred path. Sometimes I ask for your will while quietly telling you what your will should look like. Tonight, I choose a deeper surrender. If your answer looks different from what I imagined, keep my heart open. If your timing stretches beyond my comfort, keep me from believing you have forgotten me. If the path changes, give me grace to follow. Your wisdom sees farther than mine. So I release the sentence, "It has to happen this way," and I replace it with, "Lord, lead me in your way." I place both the situation and the outcome in your hands. Father, I place the people I love in your hands tonight. The ones sleeping nearby, the ones far away, the ones I am praying for, the ones facing things I wish I could fix. I cannot be everywhere they are. I cannot protect them from every difficulty. I cannot answer every need or make every decision for them. But you see them. You know what they need before I find the right words to pray. Be near to them tonight. Guide them where they need direction. Strengthen them where they are tired. Comfort them where they feel alone. Protect them according to your wisdom. And if there is a way you want me to love them tomorrow, show me. Tonight, help me remember that loving someone does not mean carrying what only you can carry. I can care and still surrender. I can pray and then trust. Father, hold the people I love. Lord, I place my practical needs in your hands. My finances, my work, my health, my responsibilities, my home, my schedule, the bills, decisions, appointments, and needs that can so easily follow me into bed. Give me wisdom for what I can do tomorrow. Show me where I need to plan, ask for help, make a call, seek advice, change a habit, or take a responsible next step. But tonight, teach me to stop trying to accomplish tomorrow's work from my bed. I have done what I can for today. No part of my life is too ordinary for your attention, so I give you the practical things too. I trust you with what remains. Father, tomorrow belongs to you before it ever reaches me. I give you tomorrow's decisions, responsibilities, conversations, surprises, opportunities, and unanswered questions. I do not know everything waiting on the other side of this night, but none of it will surprise you. So I will not live tomorrow twice, once tonight in anxiety and again when morning comes. I will meet tomorrow when it arrives, and I trust that your grace will meet me there. If I need wisdom, give it at the right time. If the day is demanding, give strength for each hour. If something unexpected happens, remind me that unexpected to me is not unexpected to you. Tonight, I do not need tomorrow's strength. I need tonight's trust. Tomorrow is unknown to me. It is not unknown to you. I place tomorrow in your hands now. Lord, I surrender the timetable I have created for my life, the things I thought would have happened by now, the prayers I expected you to answer sooner, the goals I thought I would have reached, the doors I hoped would already be open. I surrender the pressure that comes from comparing my pace with someone else's. My life is not a race against another person's timeline, so I give you not only the destination, I give you the timing. If you open the door, help me walk through it with gratitude. If you close it, help me trust you without bitterness. If you ask me to wait, keep me from assuming you have forgotten me. If you redirect me, give me humility to follow. I do not want to measure my life tonight by where I thought I should be. My future is in your hands, and I trust your wisdom more than my timeline. Jesus, I bring you the parts of today I wish I could change, the words I should not have spoken, the moment I reacted too quickly, the responsibility I neglected, the choice that was not wise, the time I wasted, the moment I disappointed myself. I do not hide any of it from you. Forgive me where I need forgiveness. Correct me where I need correction. If I need to apologize tomorrow, give me courage. If I need to repair something, show me the next step. If I need to learn, keep me teachable. But do not let me turn conviction into condemnation. I do not have to punish myself all night to prove that I am sorry. Your mercy is greater than my mistakes. I bring you what I regret, receive your forgiveness, and trust you to keep changing me. Lord, I also place myself in your hands. The part of me that keeps saying, I should be further ahead. I should have done more. I should be stronger. I should have figured this out already. Father, silence the pressure to become everything overnight. You are still shaping me. You are still teaching me. You are still growing patience, courage, wisdom, humility, and faith in me. Help me see myself truthfully. not through pride and not through shame, but through grace. Show me where I need to grow without making me despise the person who is still growing. I do not need to finish becoming the person you are calling me to be before I sleep tonight. And I am safe in the hands of the one doing the work. Isaiah 46:4. Even to your old age and grey hairs I am he. I am he who will sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you. I will sustain you, and I will rescue you. This promise takes us deeper than simply giving God our problems. God does not say only, I will carry what concerns you. He says, I will carry you. That changes the image completely. Perhaps tonight you have imagined yourself standing before God with an armful of burdens, handing them over one by one. The unfinished work, the family concern, the financial need, the future, the fear. That surrender matters. But Isaiah gives us an even more tender picture. The same God who receives what you are carrying also receives you. You do not have to remain strong enough to stand after you put the burden down. You can allow yourself to be held. God is not only interested in the situation that worries you, He cares for the person who has been worrying. He is not only concerned with the outcome, He is sustaining you while you wait. He is not only watching the future, He is carrying you through the present. And notice how personal the promise is. I have made you and I will carry you. The one who formed you has not lost interest in you. The one who has sustained you through seasons you once thought you could not endure has not changed tonight. Notice also that the promise stretches across a lifetime, even to your old age and grey hairs. God is not faithful only in the seasons when you feel energetic, certain, or capable. His care is not reserved for the days when your faith feels strong. He is the same God through change, aging, waiting, rebuilding, beginning again, and every quiet transition in between. That means tonight is not an isolated moment. It is one more night inside a much larger story of being sustained. You may not be able to trace every way God has carried you, but you have not reached this moment alone. The promise asks you to remember that the hands holding you tonight are the same hands that can carry you into what comes next. Sometimes we imagine surrender as a transaction. I hand God a problem, and then I wait for Him to solve it. But biblical trust is more relational than that. We hand God the burden, and then we remain in His hands ourselves. We let Him sustain us before circumstances change. We let Him carry us when we do not feel strong. We let Him remind us that our safety is not found in having a complete map of the future. It is found in belonging to the one who already sees the road. Perhaps the deepest prayer tonight is not only, God, take this. Perhaps it is also, God, take me. Take my tiredness. Take my uncertainty. Take my need to appear strong. Take the part of me that does not know what to do next. I give you what I have been carrying, and now I allow myself to be carried by you. Father, I do not want merely to place my problems in your hands. I place myself there too. Carry the part of me that is tired. Carry the part of me that still feels uncertain. Carry the part of me that wants to look strong for everyone else. Hold my thoughts when they scatter. Hold my heart when I cannot find the right words. Hold my faith when it feels small. I do not need to impress you with strength. You made me, you know me, and you understand the weight I have carried. When I feel weak, remind me that weakness does not push me outside your hands. When I feel uncertain, remind me that uncertainty does not confuse you. Sustain me where I cannot sustain myself. Carry me through what I cannot rush. I am being held. Tonight, that is enough. Lord, as my heart releases what it has been holding, let my body release it too. Let my shoulders loosen. Let my breathing slow. Let my hands unclench. Let the tension of this day begin to leave. Quiet the thoughts that keep asking for one more answer. Calm the inner noise that keeps reviewing, predicting, correcting, and preparing. My body does not need to remain on guard. My mind does not need to keep solving problems after the day is over. If a thought comes, help me place it back into your hands. If a concern rises again, keep me from following it into 100 possibilities. Let my final thoughts be simple. You are God. I am your child. This day is finished. Tomorrow can wait. You are here, and I can rest. Psalm 121:3-4. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. This is one of the quietest reasons a believer can sleep. You can close your eyes because God does not. You can stop keeping watch over everything because the one who watches over you never becomes distracted, exhausted, or unaware. Think about the pressure this removes from the heart. There are things you cannot monitor tonight. You cannot watch every person you love. You cannot see what is happening in every place that concerns you. You cannot predict what will happen in the hours ahead. You cannot keep your hand on every situation. Yet God remains fully present without becoming tired. His attention does not weaken. His care does not pause because you fall asleep. His faithfulness is not dependent on your awareness. And this is especially meaningful at night because darkness naturally limits what we can see. In daylight, we often feel more capable because we can act, call, work, drive, answer, plan, and respond. At night, many of those actions stop. What remains is trust. Psalm 121 meets us exactly there. It does not ask us to create our own sense of safety. It directs our attention away from our limited sight and toward God's unbroken watchfulness. You do not need to see the whole road to be watched over on it. You do not need to know every detail of tomorrow for God to remain faithful through it. You only need to let His watchfulness become greater in your mind than your need to keep watch yourself. That means sleep itself can become an act of trust. Closing your eyes does not mean you have stopped caring. It means you have accepted that you are not God. It is a quiet confession. Father, I have reached the end of what I can do today, but you have not reached the end of your care. There is freedom in that confession. You can entrust what matters to God and allow your body to sleep. Perhaps morning will come and some of the same questions will still be there. The circumstance may not change dramatically overnight. The answer may still be pending. But the promise of Psalm 121 was never that every problem would disappear before sunrise. The promise is that God remains watchful. He remains faithful in the hours when you are conscious and in the hours when you are not. He remains God when you are praying and when you are sleeping. So tonight, your peace is not based on knowing what happens next. It is based on knowing who remains awake. You can stop watching over everything because God is watching over you. Father, while my eyes are closed, yours remain open. While I am quiet, you remain God. While I sleep, nothing falls outside your sight. Watch over my home. Watch over the people I love. Watch over the situations I have placed before you. I do not ask you to prove your faithfulness by changing everything before morning. Whether I see your work or not, you remain faithful. If I wake during the night and my thoughts begin to race, remind me that the silence is not empty. You are still here. Help me breathe, release the pressure, and return to trust. I give you these hours. I trust you with this home. I trust you with this night. I trust you with what I cannot see. Lord, perhaps after this prayer, one of these thoughts will return. If it does, Remind me that I have already placed it in your hands, and if I pick it up again, help me gently give it back. I do not have to surrender perfectly. I simply have to keep returning to you. When tomorrow enters my thoughts tonight, remind me, tomorrow belongs to God. When the unanswered question returns, remind me, God is holding what I cannot understand. When fear returns, remind me, I do not have to carry what I have already given away. When I worry about someone I love, remind me, they are in your hands too. Make surrender a rhythm, open hands, again and again, trust, again and again, return to you, again and again. Each time I give it back, teach my heart more deeply that your hands are trustworthy. Father, here are my hands. At the beginning of this night, they were full of today, full of tomorrow, full of people I love, full of questions, full of plans, full of unfinished work, full of outcomes I was trying to control. But now I open them before you. I give you what happened today. I give you what remains unfinished. I give you what I cannot understand. I give you the outcome. I give you the people I love. I give you my needs. I give you my future. I give you my plans and my timelines. I give you my mistakes. I give you the person I am still becoming. I give you myself. My hands can finally rest because everything I was holding is now in yours. Hold what I cannot hold. Carry what I cannot carry. Watch over what I cannot watch tonight. Lead where I cannot yet see. And hold me too. Father, I choose to believe that rest is not irresponsibility. Rest is trust. Sleep is not me abandoning my life. It is me acknowledging that my life was never mine to hold alone. Maybe nothing around me has changed yet. The same question may still be unanswered. The same person may still need prayer. The same decision may still need wisdom, but something has changed within me. I am no longer carrying what I have placed in your hands. I do not need tomorrow's answers tonight. I do not need tomorrow's strength tonight. I only need to know whose hands hold tomorrow. Thank you that you do not become tired of carrying me. My life, my family, my future, my work, my health, my hopes, and my unanswered prayers are in your hands, and your hands are strong enough. So now, Father, I close my eyes. My day is finished. My hands are open. My heart is yours. Everything is in your hands. Let my breathing slow, my thoughts settle, and my body receive the gift of rest. You are here. You are faithful. You are holding me. That is enough. I place this night in your hands. I place the morning in your hands. I place everything between now and then in your hands. In Jesus' name, amen. Before you sleep, what is the one thing you are choosing to place in God's hands tonight? You do not have to explain every detail. If you would like, simply write, "It is in God's hands." Let those words become your final act of surrender tonight. And as you close your eyes, remember what these scriptures have shown us. Psalm 127 reminds us that we are allowed to stop. Isaiah 46 reminds us that God does not only carry what concerns us, He carries us. And Psalm 121 reminds us that we can sleep because the one watching over us never sleeps. May your mind become quiet. May your body release the tension of the day. May your hands remain open. And may your heart carry this truth into the night. You do not have to hold through the night what you have already placed in the hands of God.